Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be reviewing this toy from Vtech called Catch Me Kitty. This toy is made for kids age 1 year old and up to maybe 3 years old. It's a toy that encourages kids to learn how to crawl or chase after it if they're already walking. It's a really great, fun, interactive toy that also teaches them on shapes, numbers, various other things. It is retail priced at about $22.95, and I believe on Amazon you can also get a pink color version of this toy, and it's about $21.99 or something like that. But do shop around. Okay, so let's take a look at this toy. It has wheels at the bottom, obviously for it to roll around. There are 3 buttons over here, shape buttons. Different colors with numbers. At the back there's a sensor, so if the baby comes close to it, it will detect and then start moving. And then there's also a front sensor over here. This also helps the toy to detect anything that is coming close to and then take the appropriate actions to avoid it. The nose lights up. This is the power and different mode button, and at the bottom over here you can actually control the sensitivity mode. If you move it to the left, it will be less sensitive. If you move it to the right, it will be more sensitive, and then probably if you get closer, you'll just start moving. And then obviously over here is the battery compartment. It uses 4 AA batteries. Okay, so to prevent it from running away from me, I'm just gonna put it in my lap. So you hear a lot of loud noises once I turn it on. Here, let me do this. This is much easier. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. On the left is the play mode, and then on the right is the learning mode or the explore mode. So let's turn on to the play mode.
Catch me if you can. I'm a kitty who likes to play. Chase me, catch me, you'll have fun. Ready, steady, come on, let's run.
So you will hear entertaining sing-along song, a short tune, sound effects, and talking phrases that relate to this mode. The light will flash with the sound.
Catch me, catch me.
Okay, so let's press the buttons and see what it does.
Diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. Chase me now, don't stand and twiddle.
So you'll play rhymes and sound effects.
Hurry, scurry, I'm fast and furry. Kitty cat, where have you been? I've been to London to visit the Queen.
So it looks like if I press the buttons again, it'll just play the same rhyme or phrase. Now let's see if it moves. I've set it to a less sensitive option.
Catch me, chase me again.
So once I put it down, it's gonna ask me to chase after it. I'm gonna put my hand behind and see whether it detects me. So obviously the front sensor is working. It detected the couch and started moving away. Now it's just gonna pause and wait for me to chase after it. I'm gonna go in front.
Here I come. I'm on the run.
So it took some action and alternate its moves. So what happens when I pick it up?
Whee! You caught me. Chase me again.
So right now it will say a phrase that says, "Oh, you caught me. Chase me again." So obviously that will prompt you or prompt the kid to put it down to chase. Okay, so now I'm gonna change it to the explore or learning mode.
Learn with me. Catch me if you can. I'm a kitty who likes to play. Chase me, catch me, you'll have fun. Ready, steady, come on, let's run.
So I'm gonna press the button. So it says circle.
Run! Here I come! I'm on the run!
going to turn it off really quickly for a while so that you can hear what I'm saying. So basically, when you press these buttons under the explore or learning mode, you hear the name of the shape, the number on it. It won't say the color, but I guess you could actually teach your kid the color of it without having the toy do it for you. And then if you play it again or press the buttons again, you will hear sound effects. It also says rhymes, so do catch that. Now I'm gonna turn it back on for the rest of the buttons.
Learn with me. Here I come. I'm on the run.
So it looks like you have to wait till the song finish before you can actually press other buttons. And if you do press it while the song is playing, you just hear various sound effects. That is kind of annoying.
Here I come.
Okay, this is a little bit annoying. I mean, I was trying to wait for it to say square, but it's not happening. So, okay, so obviously one of the cons is in order to hear the numbers or the shapes, you have to wait at a certain point, like after the song finishes, for it to say those words. And it could take a while, and I don't think the infant or the toddler would sit around and just wait for it to say it. So I don't know how effective these buttons are under the explore or learning mode. So this is one of the cons, definitely. Another con I would say is that this toy isn't exactly light. My daughter had problem picking this up, and she would try to pick it up by the ear, but obviously this is curved and slippery and there's not much room to actually hold it, so she picks it up for a while and then the weight kind of forces her to drop it. So if she's standing close to it and this drops on her feet, it will just land on her toe and then hurt her. So that is another minus for me. Obviously she could pick it up by the tail as well, but not all the time they're gonna figure out that that's the best place to pick it up. I will say, however, that this does encourage them to chase after it, and the very fact that it runs away from them whenever they get close to it gives the fun factor, and that's the part that my daughter enjoys this toy the most, not really by pressing these buttons. Let's test the motion sensor under the explore or learning mode.
Learn with me. Chase me again. Here I come. I'm on the run. Here I come. I'm on the run.
If let's say you stop chasing after it, it'll prompt sounds, songs to remind you to chase after it. Unless you turn off the power button, it's gonna keep playing. So say your toddler wanders off and forgets about the toy, and you also forget to turn it off. There's an automatic shut off period for approximately 30 seconds. You turn on again by pressing any of the buttons. Now don't forget to keep your user manual. It's a really handy manual and it's really small. It doesn't take up much space. So keep it because it will tell you all kinds of information. Like this one, it tells you all different parts of the cat toy, and then where you can install the battery, what batteries it uses, product features, and then what the activities that you can find under the different modes, and then obviously the melody list if you want to keep track of that. and then some lyrics, and then some customer service telephone number. That's important because in case you run into any problems, you can contact them. And obviously keep your receipt just for that purpose as well if you're contacting them. And there's some troubleshooting page over here. So let's talk about the pros and cons of this toy. Beginning with the pros, my daughter likes this toy because it allows her to chase after it. It detects her from the front and the back and takes alternate moves, spin around, and rolls away from her. So she likes to chase after it. So that's a big plus for this toy. Another big plus is that it has all these buttons that allow her to play with it. Now for the cons. This toy is not exactly light. It's pretty heavy for a toddler and even more so for an infant. Another con, I would say, in relation to the weight of this toy is that there's not really a place for them to properly hold it without dropping it. So the best place is actually the tail, but then the grip is not exactly very handy. And also my daughter tries to hold the toy by the ears, and obviously there's not enough room to hold it for a grip, and she'll just drop it. Now the weight of this toy, like I said, was heavy. If this lands on her feet, it could actually cause some serious pain. I mean, this toy has landed on my own feet before and it really hurt. So the cat doesn't have any varying speeds. The speed kind of depends on the power of the battery. If the battery is dying, then it would probably slow down. But if it's a fresh new battery, then it'll probably roll around pretty fast. And for an infant, that's gonna be too fast for them to catch up with the cat. So I don't know how effective this toy would be for an infant. But for a toddler that's already crawling or walking, then it shouldn't be a problem. Another con for this toy is that under the explore mode, which is on the right, the wheels would keep on turning. Like I was picking up and holding it in my lap just now, right? The wheels kept turning, and that was super annoying because it sort of interrupts with what the sounds was playing from the buttons as you were pressing it. Coming to the buttons, that's another con. Under the explore mode, I was exploring the buttons and waiting for it to say the shape of the buttons. But when it comes to number 3, it was not really saying square all the time. Like, I hardly got anything that said square. It basically said 3 and that's about it, and then some songs or sound effects, which is gonna be a problem in teaching your kid about the numbers and shapes, because you have to actually wait for the song to finish before you can actually hear them say anything, and that's, to me, not effective. So for the amount of cons that I have for this toy, I don't know if it's a good buy, especially when it's priced at $21.99. I would imagine that they would need to do something about the buttons and also the weight of the toy before I would actually consider recommending this to anybody to buy. But if you want to just focus on encouraging your kids to learn how to crawl, to walk, and just have great fun chasing after it, then I guess you could just get this toy. I bought it because it was a cat and it was something different from the rest of the toys that we have for her. So that's all I have for you in this review video. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration I have shown you just now. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any problems with this toy or any questions about this toy, do drop some comments below. If you want to see more of my other videos, do subscribe to my channel. And with that, see you next time. Bye!